my kitchen, and it is a mess today. I am in the process of canning vegetable soup, and I don't think there's anything any messier. And I'm already messy with anything I do, so this really gets messy. I have already started it because it takes me all day to can soup. Now I have my process going already. I already have my I have corn, green beans, potatoes, my carrots, I have onions, I have celery. I put everything but the kitchen sink in my soup. Now I have to do my tomatoes yet, and I'm just in the process of doing them. Now I put them on and kind of blanch them a little bit so that I can peel them and get the peel off of them. And then I dice them up a little. We really enjoy vegetable soup, especially in the winter. Now, it takes a while for it to cook. So I try to get everything going, get it cooked, and then I process it. So it'll take us a while to get this all done. I know my friend Charlotte, she makes the best vegetable soup, but then Charlotte can make anything. I think she could take a shoe and make something good out of it to eat. But I dice my tomatoes up. I hadn't planned on doing this today, but I have so many tomatoes that I've made a little bit of everything, so I decided I guess I better make some vegetable soup. We moved recently, and one night I said, I'm not cooking. I was so tired, and it was one of those nights that I wasn't going to have any dinner because I was too tired to cook. So I told my husband, find something to eat because I'm not cooking. Well, he looked in the pantry and he said, there's a can of vegetable soup. And I said, oh my goodness, Charlotte gave me that. So he opened it, warmed it up, and I called her up and told her I had the best dinner. And it was wonderful. She had made soup and she'd given us a couple cans, and that was one of those times that you were so thankful for that soup. So I decided I was going to make some this year. I used to make it all the time because my father just loved it. He'd come home from work and he'd have Mom's, he'd say, all I want is a bowl of soup. So she would warm up a can of soup because I'd always make maybe 20, 30 jars and take up to them. They lived in Finley. But vegetable soup is good for you. I usually don't put meat in it, but you can put beef in it if you'd like, but I usually don't. Now I put peas in it, but I put that in at the very last when I start to process it. Sometimes I don't put it in until we go to eat it because your peas are always a little softer and sometimes they get mushy. So that's something that I wait till the very last minute and put in it. So you don't want to cook them like you do your carrots and potatoes and everything. But at the end of your garden, that's when you make your vegetable soup, because you have all these wonderful things that you pull out of the garden, and you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You don't know what to do with it. Make your soup. Now when you process it, well, we'll do that after a while. It'll take us an hour or so for this to cook. Then I'll show you how I process it. But everybody can do that the way they want to. It's very simple to do. And this way you don't waste any of your few veggies you've got left in your garden, because those last vegetables are really good. So anyway, just make sure you use them. Now we're gonna get these all cut up and get them in our soup, and then we'll let it cook for a while. So, okay, I am back. I have my canner going. Now, you don't have to use a pressure canner. Matter of fact, a lot of people like to just water boil over them and can them like that. I use a pressure canner. So you will can them according to what the directions say with your cold packer or pressure canner or whatever. Now, I, as you can see, have been busy. I've got several jars. I said I wanted to do 4 quarts, and I'm going to have more than that. These are very hot. But you can see I've got a little bit of everything in there. That's what I said. I used everything that's left over in the garden. I have my potatoes. I have my peas. Put my peas in at the very last here because I don't want to overcook them and make mush out of them. Carrots. I have celery. I have onions, potatoes, corn. I love corn. Green beans, onions. You can put anything like I did, and I put everything in it. And I'll tell you, it just makes a nice, easy, fast meal. I used to make soup a lot when my boys, I call them my boys, my grandsons, were in college. We'd come home the weekend. They'd always come to Grandma's house. They knew I had stuff in the pantry. And I always said if they go back to school, they end up hungry, it's their fault. Because Grandma's pantry was always full and they could have anything they wanted. If I didn't have it in the pantry, what they wanted, the next time they were home, I had it. So, but soup's always good, especially in the winter. And this way you do not waste your end of the garden vegetables. And face it, vegetables are so good and so good for you. And two, my daughter's mother-in-law cans beef. Oh my goodness, is it wonderful. She'll can a pint of beef, and she's usually got beef canned all the time. And she shared some with me last spring. I wasn't feeling good. She don't send flowers to people. She gives them a pint of beef, which is much, much better. And that's the first time I'd had any of her home canned beef. Oh my goodness, was it wonderful. And I do want to try to do some of that this year yet. And I said if I had that, I would just take a can of my vegetable soup and a jar of beef if I wanted beef in it, and I would have my vegetable beef. I guess I'm going to have to count more jars. I don't think I am. I think we're just going to have the rest of this week for meals. Because right now it's hard to find lids. I'm sure if anybody cans, they know what I'm talking about. But once you get your jars all filled, get your lids on them, and run them through your processor, and then you'll hear them popping during the night or in the evening, and that makes you feel good because every time it pops, you know that it's sealed. And see, it popped. So that, but it unpopped because it's not sealed. But I think that's so pretty. All those good, yummy, yummy vegetables in there. And I wanted 27. I'm going to end up with about 33. But that's okay because if I don't need it, someone else will. My grandma always said that. Somebody's going to need it, so make extra. I thank you for sharing this afternoon with me in my kitchen, and I hope you'll try some soup. Just gather up all your extra vegetables. It don't have to be the same amount of each item. Just get some carrots and some potatoes and some green beans and some onions and just anything you've got. Cut it up, cook it, add a little bit of salt to it, and put it in your jars and cold pack it. You'll love it. I thank you for joining me today, and have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bunches.